Good afternoon and welcome to Winchester News Online. I'm Charlie Swordling. Councillor John Tivitt Cooper put forward the motion to welcome refugees into Winchester. He has been in contact with many organisations to help the council integrate refugees into the city. Alistair English reports.
Winchester has been dubbed the City of Sanctuary for asylum seekers and refugees. On January the 12th, Winchester City Council unanimously voted for this motion, welcoming refugees into the city, which was put forward by Councillor John Tivitt Cooper. 4 Afghanistan families have resettled in Winchester following the Taliban's invasion of Kabul.
We also have a culture and a city which is, I think, sort of open-minded, kind-hearted, willing to help people who are starting from scratch. I think there's a lot of opportunities here for people who are moving from places of conflict.
Winchester has been named the most expensive yet one of the best places to raise children in the UK. However, asylum seekers haven't been universally welcomed.
I just feel the whole UK is a sanctuary for asylum seekers. I feel we should be looking after our own.
No, they need some time and a place of safety to recover from their experiences.
And I think we should help these people. They've been through an awful lot.
My worry is that it then takes jobs away from other people.
Nationwide organisations City of Sanctuary aim for greater inclusion and equality for refugees and asylum seekers.
What we saw in response to the recent crisis in Afghanistan was a real groundswell of community support locally and regionally to reach out and offer the council and other services like ourselves donations, places to stay for refugees if they were to be resettled.
Asylum seekers are often not allowed to work despite a desire to do so. State support provides £5.66, which is less than 2 cups of coffee on Winchester's High Street. However, Winchester was the first to offer refuge to Syrians back in 2015 on a government scheme. Alistair English, Winchester News Online.
Now on to buses as we get an inside look into the plans for a new park and ride in Winchester. Tom Hooker saw how developments were faring.
A 5th park and ride is set to be built in the north of Winchester. However, discussions about its implementation alongside traffic have halted between Hampshire County Council and the property developer for Kings Barton.
The main discussion and decision that needs to be made relatively soon is about the design of the North Junction, as it's called, of the Kings Barton development. I mean, to put it in simple terms, a design for the roads that isn't agreed by the County Council won't be given permission. A design for the roads that the developer isn't happy with won't be built.
Park and ride buses will use Andover Road when it closes in 2025, with discussions that walking and cycling routes can be maintained alongside this. Traffic will then be rerouted through Winchester Avenue, but this will require a redesign of the Harestock Road and Andover Road junction. Carla Holmes has said it's premature to conclude how consultation responses will be taken into account, with the County Council stating no decisions have been made. The new plans will join the 4 other park and rides currently in Winchester, aiming to further improve congestion as well as air quality in the city centre.
I like the idea of park and rides because I would advocate for doing everything you can to take traffic out of the city centre.
I wouldn't like to see another building come down to provide a car park.
Well, there's a lot of traffic in Winchester, so if it is going to help with traffic, then yeah, I think it's probably a good thing.
I think it will help the congestion, so it's got to be a good thing.
The Winchester Movement Strategy will be out for consultation until February 11th. Tom Hooker, Winchester News Online.
The Railway Inn started 2022 as it means to go on, with Echoes headlining the venue and putting on a stylish performance. Torin Budd reports.
Last Thursday, the Railway Inn played host to pop rock band Echoes, who were headlining their first show outside of their native Salisbury. The crowd were warmed up by indie rock band Vision and new wave artist Independent Music Club, before the main act took the stage by storm.
It's a bit difficult because getting into the studio was hard, and I think we've always said we regret that we couldn't release it when everyone was not during the COVID area, basically.
I think we're going to start to get into the process where like Nat does most of the songwriting, like the vocal lyrics. Like, Tom will just do his thing on drums, and then we just get together, just jam out and then eventually a song comes out, really.
It took a while because at the start there were people just sat in chairs and you'd sort of sing to them and they would ignore you, and then they've slowly come in and they'll dance a bit more now, and we've had gigs where people are full on dancing, and it's really cool because it gives me a good vibe when we're on stage.
Torrin Budd, Winchester News Online.
And finally to social media and one man's influence on the world of trains. Tickets please, here's our reporter Alex Franklin.
Let's have a ride on a 2MT. Come join me.
Train spotter turned social media sensation, Francis Bourgeois has been tooting the horn
Thank you.
for British train lovers everywhere, racking up an impressive following on TikTok and visiting popular railway destinations across the country, just like Great Cockcrow Miniature Railway in Surrey. Although we live in an increasingly modern world, the nation's love of trains appears to be picking up steam. What is it that you think's different about trains that attracts people this much?
Personally, at least, I feel I'm always really interested in finding out how things work, how to make them work, and to be honest, railways especially, they have an old-timey feel to it that I always enjoyed. It's proper old engineering, none of that electronics and stuff you found today. It's proper, especially in steam trains, proper mechanical engineering that I like.
Large-scale and miniature railways have both seen a boom in popularity in recent times. The toy maker Hornby have reported a 33% rise in train sales over the pandemic, the first time the brand have profited in over 10 years. I have to say, I do get the obsession. It's a freeing, traditional experience that no matter how old you are, never stops being exciting. It's a great way to travel. There can be no doubt that trains are a British institution, and it's great to see people like Francis taking the railway out of the dark and into the light. Alex Franklin, Winchester News Online.
And that's all we've got time for today. See you next week.